Greetings from the very sunny Greek island of Kos, and thanks very much to Jilly Batchelor at Not Just Travel for pulling the trip together for us to this beautiful all-inclusive resort at Ikos. Thoroughly recommend it to you. I did say in return I'd put together this webinar dealing with the administrative matters of travel to Greece to avoid you reinventing the wheel. The first thing I'd say is do check your travel insurance to make sure that in the event that one of your party goes down with a positive COVID test before travelling, that the trip will be covered. The second point, of course, is Google Travel to Greece Gov, G-O-V, and there the current requirements will be thrown up, and as we know they do change sometimes at short notice. For our trip, my wife and I were double jabbed. We needed to show confirmation of that. We'd applied for a letter. You can print off the PDF, but I would take a written form with you. It's much easier to do. For the children who are aged 17 and 19, we needed a PCR or lateral flow test to get them through, and again we printed that off. One thing to point out for us was that my wife's NHS name was in her married surname, whereas her passport was still in her maiden name, and as a consequence she had to have a test, and I'm not sure she would have been allowed to fly, and at short notice we couldn't find our marriage certificate either. The thing to remember also is that, and this is critical, up to midnight on the day before you travel, you need to complete the Greek locator. Simply Google Greek locator and up it comes. Now, one mistake not to make is to forget that Greece are 2 hours ahead, and therefore if you leave this to the last minute, you will miss out. Then what happens is, on the stroke of midnight, emails are sent to you with the QR code. Again, I recommend you print them out. It's a lot easier. And all of this information was checked before we boarded from the UK, so have it all at the ready. We were actually tested then again, a PCR test on arrival at Kos, but I'm not sure how standard that is across the Greek system. Returning to the locator, I was so frustrated in filling it out because I struggled to be able to add the whole family at first. And what you must do is include the whole family on one application. So do not press continue. Do not press add outside family member. When you've added the details of your first family member, go to the top of the page, and there you will see a button that you can press that will enable you to add another member of the family. Don't make the same mistake as me on that front. In Greece itself, we are not wearing masks in the resort. The staff are. I suspect that varies resort to resort. In the shops outside and entering restaurants, you are expected to wear a mask. In terms of coming home, we all have to do a PCR or lateral flow test within 72 hours, which we've organised through the hotel. And I won't deal with the quarantine self-isolation regulations upon return because A, they are changing, and more particularly, Jilly has dealt with them in her webinars too. So listen, finally, get the administration right, come to Greece and you'll have a lovely time. You'll certainly be most welcome, and thanks again to Jilly for organising for us. Thank you.